Welcome to Beyond the Scene, the official podcast of Model Front Chronicles. Thank you to everyone listening to the podcast and those watching the video over on the Model Front Chronicles YouTube site. Today we're kicking off the Judges Table series by putting my own work under the microscope. This old Tamiya M3 Lee. We'll use professional judging standards to learn from my past mistakes. We begin with the most fundamental criteria, basic construction and alignment. The definitive rule here is Pillar 1, fidelity to scale. We have to make sure this model looks like a real tank, not just a bunch of glued plastic parts. Let's dive right in with the most obvious failure, the gaping corner seam on the hull. This is a huge point deduction. The IPMS standard says seams must be filled. A real M3 hull is welded steel. Leaving a visible gap like this immediately shatters the illusion. My mistake here was rushing the filler process. If you're watching the video, you can see where the residue is pooled right next to the seam, drawing the judge's eye directly to the construction error. Hey everyone, quick break from the M3 Lee critique. If you want to dive deeper into the hobby, find all my guides, tool list, and articles over at Model Front Chronicles on YouTube. And a quick tip on those seams we just discussed. To avoid that filler shrinkage, I now swear by Tamiya Basic Type Putty, item number 87053. Instead of regular tube putty, it saves so much heartache. Alright, let's get back to the judging table. Next, we move to alignment. Look closely at the two fixed machine guns in the front hull. These guns are slightly crooked. This fails the IPMS standard that vehicle components must be square and aligned. We can see visually that one or both barrels are pointing off kilter. This is a common but costly mistake. It happens when you rush gluing small parts. It's an error judges are very quick to spot and penalize. Quick pause. If you're enjoying this analysis, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube or leave us a review for Beyond the Seams wherever you get your podcast. And for those of you working with tiny brass parts, here's my product recommendation. Bob Smith Industries Thin Insta-Cure CA glue is far superior to standard modeling glue for photo-etch details. Now back to that gun barrel. Alright, zooming back in, let's address the last construction flaw on this M3 Lee, the main 75mm hull gun. I missed the cleanup on the barrel itself, leaving visible flash. The IPMS rule is clear, flash, sink marks, eliminated. That tiny ridge of plastic violates the standard that the barrel's cylindrical cross-section must be maintained. This is a basic construction failure that a judge is unforgiving of. We lose points here due to simple lack of attention to detail. So my M3 Lee fails the fidelity to scale test. The gaping seam, the crooked machine guns, and the missed flash all confirm significant point deductions in the basic construction category. Next time we move to part 2, painting and finish, where we'll critique the ugly silvering decals and the inconsistent clear coat. Thank you for joining me at the judges table. Find the full visual evidence for this critique on the Model Front Chronicles YouTube site, and subscribe to Beyond the Scene wherever you get your podcasts.